The air inside the Malachor temple burned with red plasma and falling rubble. Ahsoka Tano stood her ground, her white lightsabers ignited, looking at the cracked mask of Darth Vader. Through the jagged opening, a familiar eye locked onto hers. It was not the yellow glare of a Sith Lord, but the desperate, aching blue of Anakin Skywalker. "I won't leave you," Ahsoka said, her voice steady despite the collapsing stone around them. "Not this time, Avner, not this time." Vader raised his red blade, his mechanical breathing heavy and erratic. The dark side demanded her destruction. The Emperor had commanded it. Every dark impulse urged him to strike her down and bury his past forever. But as he looked at her face, the quiet memories of the Clone Wars flooded his mind. He remembered the young girl he trained, the laughter they shared, and the brotherhood he had discarded for a lie. The crimson blade ignited the air between them, trembling in his mechanical grip. A low rumble echoed through the temple as the reactor neared critical mass. Vader lowered his weapon. The dark power coiled around his chest suddenly snapped, replaced by a cold, terrifying clarity. "Ahsoka," he whispered, his vocalizer straining. The malice was gone. He deactivated his lightsaber and stepped backward into the shadows of the crumbling temple. Ahsoka reached out, but Anakin shook his head. He could not return with her. Not yet. He had to disappear before the Emperor felt the light returning to his soul. As the temple doors collapsed between them, separating their paths, Anakin turned toward his starfighter. Darth Vader was dead. Anakin Skywalker was alive, and the galaxy was about to feel his quiet, furious return. The black void of the unknown regions stretched endlessly outside the cockpit of the damaged TIE Advanced. Anakin Skywalker steered his ship past jagged asteroids and unmapped gravity wells, far beyond the reach of Imperial long-range scanners. On Coruscant, Emperor Palpatine felt a sudden, empty void in the Force where his apprentice used to be. The Sith Lord believed Vader had perished on Malachor, but Anakin knew that illusion would not last forever. Landing his ship on a frozen, forgotten moon, Anakin shut down the sublight engines. Silence filled the small cabin, broken only by the rhythmic, agonizing sound of his life support suit. For days, he sat in total darkness, stripped of his Imperial title and authority. He was a fugitive from his own empire. The transition back to the light was far more painful than his fall to the dark. Dark side hatred had sustained his damaged body for over a decade. Now, as he purged the anger from his soul, his physical wounds burned with agonizing fire. During deep meditation, the Force flooded his mind, bringing agonizing visions of the Jedi he betrayed, the younglings he killed, and Padme's final tearful words. Yet, through the pain, a small flicker of hope remained. The light side did not offer him easy comfort. It offered him truth. Anakin learned to endure the agony without using rage to numb it. He repaired his armor with salvaged parts, modifying the mechanical systems to rely less on the dark side's corruption. Out here in the dark, the former Lord Vader was rebuilding his soul, preparing for a war only he knew how to fight. The Force guided Anakin's starfighter through the lightning-scarred atmosphere of Exegol, a dead world hidden within the impenetrable veil of the unknown regions. Standing on the barren black soil, Anakin felt a thick, ancient dark side energy clinging to his suit. Palpatine had kept this world hidden even from his own apprentice, keeping its sinister secrets locked away for decades. Activating his green lightsaber, a replacement crafted from salvaged kyber crystals found in the deep ruins, Anakin descended into the sprawling underground citadel. The dark hallways hummed with massive power generators and strange, unnatural life support machinery. As he moved deeper into the shadows, he stepped into a vast, glowing laboratory. Row upon row of massive glass tanks filled the cavernous chamber. Inside the murky liquid floated twisted clones, unnatural genetic experiments, and early vessel prototypes built to carry the Emperor's spirit. Anakin realized the terrifying truth. Palpatine never intended to leave the Empire to an heir. He was building an immortal army and an endless life for himself, intending to rule the galaxy for all eternity. A cold wave of horror washed over Anakin, followed immediately by a sharp sense of clarity. The Death Star was only a small piece of Palpatine's true grand design. If the Emperor could transfer his mind into these clone bodies upon death, killing him on Coruscant would mean nothing. Anakin downloaded the strategic coordinates and structural schematics from the Citadel's primary mainframe onto an encrypted data card. He ignited his lightsaber and slashed through the primary power conduits, plunging the lab into darkness before escaping back to his ship. He now knew how to destroy the Sith forever. In a darkened room on the secret rebel base of Yavin 4, a high-frequency holographic projector flickered to life. Senator Bail Organa stood beside Mon Mothma, his hand hovering over a blaster pistol. The figure, appearing in the blue light, was towering, draped in a scarred black cape, wearing the modified armor of Darth Vader. "Bail," the distorted voice said, devoid of its former Imperial cruelty. "Do not cut the signal. I know who you are, and I know what you are building." Mon Mothma stepped back in shock, but Bail held his ground, his eyes narrowed in total disbelief. "Vader is dead," Bail said coldly. "The Imperial Senate announced your destruction on Malachor." "Vader is gone," the voice replied gently. "Anakin Skywalker has returned." Silence hung heavy in the command room. Anakin did not ask for forgiveness, nor did he ask for their trust. Instead, he transmitted a massive file across the secure link. The data contained complete technical readouts of the Death Star, including its thermal exhaust port weakness, along with precise troop movements and Imperial supply routes across 3 sectors. "Why give us this?" Mon Mothma asked, her voice trembling as she watched the technical blueprints load into their tactical computers. "Because the Emperor is building something far worse than a planet killer," Anakin said. "Use this information to destroy the Death Star. I will draw his attention away from your fleet. When the time comes, do not show mercy to the Sith." Before Bail could ask another question, the holographic transmission cut out, leaving the Rebel Alliance with the keys to victory and a terrifying new ally. Deep within the Imperial Palace on Coruscant, Emperor Palpatine stared into the swirling black waters of his scrying pool. The sudden transmission of Death Star data to the rebels had sent shockwaves through Imperial security. More alarming was the distinct light side ripple in the Force attached to the leak. Palpatine's eyes burned with yellow fury. Vader had not died on Malachor. He had betrayed the Empire. The Emperor summoned the remaining Inquisitors to his throne room. "A ghost from our past walks the outer rim," Palpatine hissed, his voice echoing off the cold stone walls. "Find him, bring him to me in chains, or strike his head from his shoulders." The hunt was immediate and ruthless. 3 Inquisitors cornered Anakin in an abandoned fuel depot on the outer rim world of Ord Mantell. They surrounded him with their spinning red double-bladed lightsabers, laughing at his battered, modified armor. "You are weak, old man," the Grand Inquisitor sneered, stepping forward. "You abandoned the dark side and lost your power." Anakin did not answer. He stood calmly, his hands resting at his side, letting the light side flow through his mechanical limbs. When the assassins lunged, Anakin moved with blinding, fluid grace. He did not fight with rage. He fought with absolute precision. Within seconds, he disarmed the first Inquisitor using a swift telekinetic push, sending the second crashing through a metal bulkhead. Anakin deflected their red blades with master-level Form V strikes, shattering their weapons and breaking their stances without giving in to anger. Standing over the defeated hunters, Anakin destroyed their tracking beacons and comms, leaving them alive to carry a message back to Coruscant. The Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker was coming for his master. The twin suns of Tatooine burned hot over the endless dunes of Lars Moisture Farm. 19-year-old Luke Skywalker stood near his landspeeder, wiping sweat from his forehead while repairing a faulty power converter. The air suddenly grew quiet, and the desert wind stopped blowing. Luke felt a strange magnetic pull drawing his attention toward the crest of a nearby ridge. A tall figure clad in black, shielded from the heat by a long brown cloak, walked down the sandy slope. Luke reached reflexively for his blaster, sensing the incredible, heavy energy surrounding the stranger. "Who are you?" Luke demanded, his voice cracking slightly under the pressure of the moment. "This is private property." The stranger reached up with a gloved hand and lowered his hood, revealing a scarred, pale face with bright, clear blue eyes. The life support breath mask hummed softly, a stark contrast to the quiet desert air. "I am your father," Anakin said quietly, his voice filled with an overwhelming weight of emotion. Luke stepped back, his heart racing with confusion and disbelief. "My father was a navigator on a spice freighter," Obi-Wan told me. "Obi-Wan told you what he believed was necessary to protect you." Anakin interrupted, taking a slow step forward. "I was Anakin Skywalker. I fell into darkness and became a monster. But your existence, Luke, you brought me back." Anakin dropped to one knee in the sand, looking at his son with deep humility. He drew his original lightsaber from his belt and held it out to Luke. "The Empire is coming for this galaxy. I cannot stop Palpatine alone. Let me teach you the Force, Luke. Not as a Sith, and not as the old Jedi, but as your father." High above the city planet of Coruscant, sirens blared as news reached the Imperial High Command that the Death Star had been completely destroyed over Yavin. Panic gripped the central capital. Capitalizing on the chaos, a stolen Imperial shuttle slipped through the orbital planetary shields, landing quietly in a private bay near the Imperial Palace. Anakin and Luke moved through the shadowed corridors of the palace with total synchronization. Luke wielded his father's classic blue lightsaber, while Anakin led the way with his brilliant green blade. Imperial royal guards stepped out from the shadows, their red pikes glowing, but father and son moved as one, deflecting blaster fire and disarming guards with effortless precision. They breached the heavy blast doors leading into the Emperor's central throne room. The massive chamber was dark, illuminated only by the faint red glow of Coruscant's night skyline outside the viewport. At the far end of the room, sitting high upon his iron throne, Emperor Palpatine clapped his hands slowly, a wicked, yellow-eyed smile spreading across his pale, withered face. "So, the dog returns to his master," Palpatine mocked, his voice echoing off the high stone walls. "And he brings me a new, young apprentice to replace his broken body." Anakin stepped in front of Luke, igniting his green lightsaber and shifting into a classic Gemso combat stance. "Your reign ends tonight, Palpatine. You will not touch my son." Palpatine stood up, unleashing a torrent of deadly, blue force lightning straight at them. Anakin raised his blade, absorbing the dangerous electrical arc, while Luke moved to flank the Sith Lord, initiating the ultimate clash between light and dark. The throne room was a storm of raw force energy and flashing lightsabers. Palpatine fought with demonic speed, his red blade clashing violently against Luke's blue and Anakin's green. Despite their combined strength, Palpatine's mastery of the dark side was immense. With a powerful force blast, the Emperor slammed Luke against a heavy stone pillar, knocking the young man unconscious and sending his lightsaber skittering across the polished floor. "You were always weak, Anakin," Palpatine shrieked, unleashing a massive, continuous wave of force lightning directly into Anakin's chest plate. "You could have ruled the galaxy at my side. Now you will die a failure." The deadly electricity surged through Anakin's suit, frying his life support circuits and tearing through his cybernetic limbs. The pain was absolute, but for the first time in his life, Anakin did not feel fear or anger. He felt only love for his son and an absolute determination to protect the galaxy. With a roar that echoed across the entire palace, Anakin stepped straight through the blinding lightning. Ignoring the melting metal of his armor, he closed the distance, grabbed Palpatine by his robes, and lifted the screaming Sith Lord off his feet, carrying the Emperor to the deep abyss of the palace reactor shaft. Anakin threw Palpatine into the endless drop. Palpatine's screams faded as his dark energy exploded into a massive shockwave of blue fire, completely destroying his physical form and blowing back through the chamber. Anakin collapsed onto the stone floor as the dark side energy dissipated. Luke rushed to his father's side, cradling his broken armor. "I have to save you," Luke pleaded, tears welling in his eyes. Anakin smiled weakly, reaching up with a trembling hand to remove his breath mask, revealing his pale, peaceful face.
"You already have, Luke,"
Anakin whispered, his breathing fading fast. "Tell your sister, I was right about the light." With a final, peaceful breath, Anakin Skywalker passed away, his body disappearing into the Force. Standing alone in the throne room, Luke looked out over the glowing lights of Coruscant. The Sith were gone, the Empire was falling, and the galaxy was finally ready for a new generation of Jedi.